Welcome back to the Overtop Podcast. This is Juan.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Nick.
I'm Val.
And how's everything going today,
fellas? I was crying laughing just now. That's my fault.
What's going on? You got a little water on your face, Brandon?
Yeah, you gonna act like we wasn't just joking a little bit before? My bad. All right, how's everybody doing this week?
I'm good, man. How's y'all weeks going?
Good. Val, how you doing, man?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, life has been good.
Were you using Ajax?
I'm just trying to
traveling the world, doing you.
Yeah,
doing what you
do. Spent some time in Amsterdam. I actually saw the Johan Cruyff Arena. That was pretty crazy.
Have you actually seen that in real life?
Yeah. I took a stadium tour there when I was in Amsterdam. Really cool.
How old were you?
This was in 2019.
Old
like just right after.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's
saw
awesome.
like their trophy cabinet and everything.
You saw the guy that like.
Yeah,
responsible for like why we like soccer. Right?
Johan Cruyff, yeah, he actually just it was just his birthday the other day. Would have been 76.
That's tough. We should take a pod trip for that museum. I would do that.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
I didn't know he had a museum. I'm sure like
it was it's like within the stadium. So they've got
okay.
So it's pretty much like there's murals of him all over the city of Amsterdam.
That's like the United States when we saw the museum. In the trophy room.
Yeah, shout out
big
to
as
Ajax.
hell, by the way. Shout out to United. Room is large. We had mad space. The whole team fit. And other people. Just putting that out there. NTU.
Yeah, so
let's talk about some soccer, guys. Or should we talk about football the way it should be spoken about?
It's a soccer type of day.
Oh, dude. I'm playing. Let's talk about how Arsenal bottled the league bum ass. Now I can start talking shit. I couldn't talk shit because points wise they still was in striking distance. Now you're fucking whack. Ass. Your mentality is shot. You don't have it in you. You're not champions. You have the quality, but you don't have the heart. You don't have the mindset. You're not built for it. You're not from the cloth of winning.
Yo, B, they're still like above Man U though.
That's fair. They were supposed to win the league and shit the bed.
Wait, who said
we're supposed to qualify for Champions League? We trying to do that still. We're not playing well by any means.
Who said that they were supposed
Arsenal,
to win the league?
Trash. Who said that?
Yeah.
We could pull up everything before last week. They were the champions. Everybody was, it's Arsenal's league to lose.
First.
It's Arsenal's league to lose.
But
they
Arsenal
first at Christmas. Oh my God, they still in first. They still in first after the World Cup. Oh, it looks like they're gonna win it. Until it was time to really get down to it and give it up and win it, they shit the bed again.
Yeah,
shocking.
We all know that squad depth goes a lot into like the last couple games of the season, especially the last 8 games of the season. And Arsenal doesn't have the squad depth that City has. You can clearly see Alvarez came in today for De Bruyne. He drew a PK and he scored a bucket, and that basically won the game. Like Arsenal doesn't have somebody that can come off the bench and do that for them.
Sounds like
especially in the midfield.
You find a way to do it all season. Finish
it's not an excuse. Is that City just that much better than literally
every
other team in the
all
league?
The games before the City game. I'm not just talking about the City game. What happened there? No. Tell me about the games before City. The 3 games before City. What happened there?
They dropped points
to teams that's facing relegation.
That's kind of to Juan's point. It's like as the season goes on, each player is getting broken down more and more. So when you have the squad rotation, keeping players fresh is a huge part
it sounds like
the title running.
And that City team is relentless. They don't.
Sounds like they might have the championship cloth then, huh?
No, I think City has it.
Look at this bigging up City just to shit on Arsenal.
Yeah. Nah, fuck City, but they do have a winning mentality, unlike bum ass Arsenal.
In the Premier League, let's see how they handle the Champions League pressure.
I agree with you.
That's a whole different kind
with
of
the
pressure.
squad that Man City has, if they don't win the Premier League, then that's a failure for that season.
If the squad that what?
Oh yeah, Man City go in trying to win everything.
The squad that Man City has, their expectation is to win the league.
All right, fine. Let's do the Giannis question. Is this a failure of a season for Arsenal if they come second?
No shot.
Wow.
No.
It's not a failure.
So there is no failure. They have to learn from it.
I think it's so similar to the 13-14 Liverpool team.
And get better.
Going into the season, I don't even think Arsenal even expected to be in the top 4.
Listen,
that was the goal.
That was the goal.
Eric. Expectations change throughout the season. If you exceed your expectations at the start, if you are a championship team, if you have that cloth, you adjust expectations. You raise them. If you're within striking distance of the title, that is now the goal. If we fall short, that's a fucking failure. If we fall short because we drop points to relegation teams and then couldn't we put ourselves in a position where losing to City knocked us out. That is on us. We failed. I don't see how y'all don't understand.
It's a disappointment. It's a disappointment. It's not a failure.
It's a failure.
It's because nobody had expectations.
At the end of the day, everybody trying to win the chip. Why are we playing?
That's fair, but I would definitely say
and now that we had the opportunity to win the chip and we fumbled it, that is a failure.
Wait,
it was in your hands and you fumbled it.
I don't think
you failed.
I don't think every club sits down before the season that's in the Premier League and is like, we want to win the trophy.
We like to. I'm sure none of them are like, I don't want to do that this year.
No. They set realistic expectations. They're not gonna Southampton's not gonna be like, oh, we want to win the Prem this year. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, all right, let's try to finish in the top 10.
The year Leicester City won the title, that was probably not their expectations. Do you think they adjusted their expectations for the season, or they were just rocking out like, man, we're doing pretty well, let's just coast? Or do you think they said, let's go for it?
The year that Leicester
City, like we're there, let's go for it.
The year that Leicester City won the title, if they didn't win the title, it would still be a very successful season for them.
They're a different team. This is Leicester City and Arsenal. So comparing them is like, bro, you're within striking distance. You're Arsenal. You haven't won since 2004. You owe it to your fans. You have it in your hands you can get it. It was never out of your reach. Since Christmas, since after the World Cup, y'all been in first place. Came down to the last few games, and it's like, if y'all just get the points you're supposed to, when you get to City, you could tie and still be in contention.
Okay.
And you fumble those games and then lose to City, bro, you failed. In my opinion, y'all gotta agree with me. That's a failure. If I'm Arsenal, if I'm if I'm in charge of Arsenal, and I see how we rocking after Christmas, the expectation is now championship. We're going title. Why not? If we can win it, why not? That's what we're here to do. If we fall short, I think we failed of our adjusted goal.
Of course.
But that was never the goal from the beginning, though.
I just said that. You adjust your expectations if you have that championship clause. If you're fine with mediocrity, like Arsenal has seemed to be since my entire life, then that's probably what you do. You just rock out. Cool. Second place is cool.
Especially when you have a powerhouse like Man City falling, constantly chasing you. No matter what you do, they're right there.
All I'm asking you to is beat teams that you're better than.
Yeah, but Brandon, you have to realize
pick up points that you're supposed to get.
They've never been in
that situation. The pressure's too much for them, so they're not built of that championship clause. We agree.
So it's a disappointment. No, we do, but I don't think it's a fail. Arsenal season is not a failure.
I think if they don't think it's a failure, that's a very big example of how not built for that shit they are.
I think they're a year away. They're gonna be competing for the title next
year. What would
year,
Alex
100%.
Ferguson say if we was in striking distance and did this same run of games and they asked him a question? He wouldn't go crazy. He would say some wild,
I think it depends on Man United's cycle. Are they coming off of winning multiple chips and then they're in this situation, or is this their first time trying to break that horrible streak of not winning?
First time trying to break is a failure to me because we had it and we fumbled it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to strike while it's hot. There's no guarantee they'll do as well as they're doing right now next year.
No, they're a center
There's
forward
no guarantee at all. This is the best they've done. This is the best opportunity they've had, and they fumbled it. That is a failure. You have to strike while the iron is hot. What if your best players they hit their peak this? You know what I'm saying? Obviously that's probably not the case. But what if Saka isn't Saka next year? What if Zinchenko isn't the powerhouse for them he was next year?
I mean,
you gotta take advantage of the opportunities you have right now.
Brandon, you gotta
and they didn't. That's a failure to me.
Brandon, you gotta realize that Arsenal's season went downhill once Saliba got injured. Mm-hmm. I believe he's been out the last 6 games, and that's when they tied against West Ham, which they should have won that game, and then they also tied against Southampton. So there's already 4 points that are dropped right there. I mean, I didn't expect Arsenal to beat Man City whatsoever.
I expected them to be better in the games leading up, so they were in a better position.
The failure wasn't the loss against City. The failure came before against the teams that they should have beat.
Yeah, those 3 games were failures. They bottled the season in those games. They just mathematically,
but that's speaking
put themselves out of the running with City.
You have freaking Rob Holding,
and then Rob Holding coming in to replace him.
If Ruben Diaz gets injured right now for Manchester City, guess who's replacing him? Laporte. I don't remember the last time Laporte freaking played a game for Manchester City.
I think they'd figure it out.
It goes down to squad depth. It's really as simple as that.
Maybe you build a squad with depth if you are of depth. Championship cloth.
Yeah, of course. That's something they could do now that
they can do that.
So
maybe they have money
invested into the club.
We'll see.
And you have to remember, I think Arsenal's still the youngest team on average in the Premier League. So
that's great. We'll see.
I would say they are building towards something.
We'll see.
And realistically, you can you can't count them out.
Steps to everything.
Who do you hate more, Liverpool or Arsenal?
I don't know, yo.
You don't know. You'll find out by the end of the podcast.
It might be equal.
I think we might have asked you this before.
All
Where do you
above.
rank your like
City's third.
rivals?
I don't respect them.
So you don't see City as like
I have to respect you to hate you. I don't respect them.
Wait, City hasn't gained your respect after they won
No.
like the last like
Their entire
3 out of
history
5
of
Premier Leagues,
their
4 out of
entire
5.
history of success is under question
how is it under
It's
question?
unethical.
for FIFA fair play and all that ethical shit.
I mean, the players on the field.
and
did
mind
what
you,
they
that
did
means
on
that
the
their
field.
entire history is what 12 years. I don't respect them, bro. Give me some.
It's
You don't have a
shady,
history,
but
bro. Like,
No, those players, they deserve all the accolades.
yo, they're great. They're great. They won
yeah.
chips.
So if they like docked City like 30 points at the end of the season and Arsenal won the title, how would you feel about that title
That's
as a player?
nasty.
I would
Arsenal
say
fans
that's
would
a,
hate
Still
it.
running around
Have you
like
seen My Blood on Arsenal
that's a
TV?
counterfeit
Arsenal fan
trophy.
TV?
That's not real.
When he talks about how they bottled the lead blood.
Huh?
Have you seen it? Let me see if I can get this shit up here, boy. You know Arsenal fan TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
You know
Of course.
my guy. You know my guy, right?
Yeah.
My guy had something for them blood.
Say start off how you mean to go on. We started shit, we played shit, and it was shit, blood. You understand? I said if we don't win the game today, the league's gone, blood. We're fighting for a league title, blood. So there's no time to be down 2-1 at half time with 7 games to go, blood. Against Southampton. But at home. Southampton, Robbie. Look at the opposition, blood.
Look at it,
We're
bro.
not playing City. We're not playing United. We're not playing a team that's going to cause us problems. Brentford. We're playing piss poor. We let Wally Walcott score. 2-0 down to Southampton, a team that's fighting relegation. We're fighting for the league title. Do you understand? These men did not play like that in the first half. Do you understand? Why do we have to go behind for them to wake up? Do you not want this league title?
I hear you on
I
that.
want this league title, bro. Since 2004.
No, you give it up.
You're getting the real thing from me, bro. It's done. They say so.
Well, I think that's like the tough part with Arsenal.
Shout out to my blood, yeah.
The tough part about Arsenal is like even when United kind of won the championship with kids, when like Gary Neville, Phil Neville, David
You see
Beckham,
it?
Nicky Butt, and all of them were coming through. They still had a lot of like seasoned professionals in that team.
Vets.
Arsenal doesn't have any vets to balance like their kids.
That's why
Which
they're
is
not.
the
You
tough
build a
part.
team. That's why the Houston Rockets play the way they do.
Right.
Their
but
oldest player is 29.
that's what I'm saying. The experience, like, it's coming now. Hopefully they can bring in some people this
They'll never
this
forget
summer. They
this
try to
season.
add like Jorginho in the winter, a player with
I wish nothing but
experience
the
in
worst
titles,
yeah.
but
They should have won it this year. For the Arsenal fans that I know, that I have respect for, I wanted that for them this year. I can't lie. Because it was within striking distance, it looked very likely. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm going to talk shit. But I'd be happy for it if he got it. You know what I'm saying? My pops, I had a coach that coached me forever that I wanted to win it for. But hey, man, it's better that I get to talk to them now. I texted him immediately. As soon as the ref blew the whistle, I was like, yo, he
It's
broke
done.
the record and knocked y'all out of contention at the same time? And then the text just
but-
came in.
Nah, it's not easy winning a league title. It's
No one said it was easy. I didn't say it was easy.
If Haaland didn't break the record, do you think that City would be winning the league? You know, that's
What?
yeah, I do.
without Haaland,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
I don't know about.
I don't even
that.
like that question.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, of course, they won the league last year without him, but
And who did they lost? Raheem Sterling and
Zinchenko.
Gabriel Jesus, who
Jesus.
You think
Yeah.
Alvarez is gonna hold it up for them up top like that?
I think he could have done enough to win City the league with everybody else. Like
They got
for
Jackie
for
Boy,
the
Philly
team
Boy.
that City have. Yeah, they could win the league without
And Pep's
Haaland.
coaching them. It'd have been an interesting race if Haaland wasn't there, but
Because they had to they really needed to adapt Haaland. I mean, yeah, he when you have
But a lot
goal
of the
scorer
time,
like him,
it was
he just
like-
fits in.
yeah,
But
it was
they-
like,
City didn't
oh,
play
man,
with
how
two
many is
center
he gonna
forwards
score
or with, like
today?
a stay in the middle target man type center forward until Haaland. So they really needed to adapt. So I think they could have won it without him, but you adapt for a player like Haaland.
how do you see Alvarez? Like, let's say Haaland hypothetically left in the summer. Do you see him as someone who could like continue leading City's line for the next couple of years, or would they have to find a replacement?
He's still young. What is he, 22, 23? I could see him trying to be more like, not to Aguero's level, but that type of player as he develops and becomes more into like his prime. It all depends on what they do with Haaland, but yeah, no, I think Alvarez could definitely do a job there for Man City for a long period.
Do you see
of
him
time.
as a better fit for City than Gabriel Jesus?
That's a good question. I think that, I mean, with Haaland coming in, Jesus was probably going to have to either play further out wide or go look for game time elsewhere. So pick the latter.
All right. Well, kind of during that game we mentioned that Haaland broke the Premier League record for most goals scored. I think for a 42-game season, the record is how many goals?
38, I believe.
38.
38,
It's
yeah.
38, yeah.
Do you think he gets to that? Do you guys think he gets to that record?
That's the record.
He
to
already
me.
tied it.
He's tied it after today.
Do you think
Was
he
there
beats
like
it?
6 games left?
Dry spell the rest of the season?
I think he's gonna end
That
up.
wouldn't even be a dry spell.
I think he'll end up.
That'd just be a spell. Once he
Do
has scored
that- to
a
do
match,
that in the first season
he
in
could just chill.
That's crazy.
He's gonna end the season with 45.
45 goals.
45.
That's your guess?
Man,
I'll say
And that
even
record
Yo, that's beast.
in our lifetime will never be broken ever again.
that was my next
That's
question.
crazy.
You don't
45.
you don't think he could surpass
Rashford does
himself?
it. Rashford does it next year, followed by
No.
Marshall breaking it the year after that. Called it. Brandon Damas. You seen it here first.
We're gonna have to wait for Brandon Jr.
All right.
for that record to be.
So what? 10 to
broken.
15 years? That's not that bad. Not even. How old am I? Not even 10 years. Bet. Hey, no problem.
Yeah, when he's 6.
When he-
Star striker.
He'll be in the academy.
Oh, he's gonna be the striker. Oh, damn, that's gonna take some time. And I'm gonna have to move to Manchester. That's one thing I'm tight my mom never did. Send me to England to. Like, I just wish my parents cared about me a little bit less. You know?
Just
Is
like,
that crazy?
yo, send them off.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, let him go. Let him go.
Let's see how this soccer thing will work out. Let's send them to go with these like English family we had that we don't really know that well. Like, let's just see how that worked. I wouldn't have minded that if I ended up
Summer.
playing center back right now next to Harry Maguire, because you'd be like, oh, training room bust up. Brandon punched him in his face. But yeah, that's the moral of the story is like, don't care about your kids so much, yo. Take a chance.
Yeah.
Back to football though.
Tottenham
Tottenham got their ass bust,
And they're in the process.
and they're in the process of doing what, Chris? Hold on, what they doing right now, Chris?
Liverpool up 3-0.
Getting their ass bust again.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Yeah, Tottenham last weekend lost 6-1 to Newcastle. I think.
They scored one. That's cute.
5 goals in the first half. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was
5
like
goals in
within
the first
30
half.
minutes or something like that. So
Final score 6-1. Yeah, brutal.
yeah. So the players went ahead and. Well, just in general, it's been interesting in the last couple of years. We've watched a lot of teams when they get their ass kicked do like apologies. The players will do
Shout
like
out to
these
Rashford. My
Instagram
son be writing
apologies
essays.
and whatever. And
Trying
to be
to
honest,
make a public
I've never
statement.
been a big fan of that. I don't really think.
I agree. But what Tottenham fans do, I
It's
loved
like,
it.
why, just show your actions. You don't have to apologize to the fans. But
Just do better.
Literally, that's all.
yeah,
But no,
this
what
time
did the
a
Tottenham
little,
fans do?
a little more than just apologizing. The players actually reimbursed the fans
Yeah.
for that.
I like that a lot. I don't know if it was the players of the club, but I like the gesture. I'm not saying do it every loss, but like it feels more genuine than Rashford. Like when
Wow,
we was
they reimbursed 3,000 fans that were at that game. Wow.
I
How
mean-
about you reimburse everybody that goes to the next game? You know what I'm saying? $3,000 in 3,000 fans. How much money really
No,
is
but
that?
it's
The next
because
game.
no, it's because it's away fans though. So it's like you traveled
And they
however
traveled
far
from London
for us
to
to
all
give
the
you
way
this
to the
piss
top of the
poor
country,
performance.
you know?
What? As a gesture,
They should also reimburse the travel expenses and everything.
you asking
Not
for a
only
lot.
just the
You
game.
asking for a lot.
To go watch them lose 6-1.
But most times they just say, "My bad," and then you got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a little more genuine. I like it. I don't think they should have done any more. I like it. I'm not saying they should do that after every game, but I liked what they did.
Good.
Yeah, I do respect it. I think that's awesome, but I do think it's kind of a little like, why does Tottenham feel so big of a club that they have to like do this? You know what I
'Cause
mean?
they're trying to
Do
be.
they feel that above Newcastle that like
Damn.
Newcastle kicked our ass? So Newcastle's above them in the table. Newcastle's in third place, having a great season. It's like
There's an argument to be made that it's a bigger club than Tottenham.
History
There's
means
more
something.
history for Newcastle. They're a single club team in the region. They have a massive stadium. So Tottenham just invested so much in their training ground and their stadium. So they now have the best and the biggest ground in the country.
Right.
So yeah, they're trying to portray themselves as a
that's
massive
what I'm
club.
saying. They're portraying themselves as a massive club more than acting
Actually
like one,
being one,
in a sense,
Yeah.
which is very interesting. But
I mean, the thing is, Tottenham the last couple of seasons have been in Champions League and in Europa League, but Newcastle has been literally fighting for relegation for like the last couple of years. So maybe they do view themselves as a bigger club than Newcastle.
I mean, we've
Everybody
seen a lot
knows.
of like
It's just a
wacky
moment.
results in the
Yeah,
Premier League
it's-
this year. I think the only team that I haven't seen really like get killed in the last 3 years in the Premier League is probably City. So it's kind of like, I don't know what happens. You lose games badly, like
I don't know. I just think
move
the
on from
general consensus is that Tottenham's a pretty big club.
Yeah.
It's just like the players
But
they've
you
had.
I'd
think
say so,
United
but, like-
players would ever refund their fans for losing 7-0?
No.
at Liverpool. Yeah, it's like just move on from it.
Right.
It happens.
Yeah.
But no, I do respect the gesture.
Yeah, I'm not saying it should be every game,
Yeah.
but that was like, wow, y'all really, you genuinely were embarrassed by this result, and I can respect that.
Oh, Harry Kane just scored.
I get triggered by the word
They
Harry.
did show a lot of fight against United, though. They were down 2-0 in the second half, and then
Or is
they-
United trash?
It's a good point.
you just
Right.
want to talk smack about everybody, including your own squad.
Everybody's catching bullets.
Yeah, he does it so we don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? I say what y'all think.
Harry Kane just scored his 25th goal of the Premier League this year.
Yeah, nobody's talking about
Nobody
it.
cares.
No one
Yeah.
cares, old man. We have a new shiny Holland.
Imagine
Go to United and win
two
something.
players.
Shut up.
Imagine two players break the record in the same season.
Doesn't count. You don't matter.
That would
I'm
be
sorry
crazy.
to be like an asshole, but like genuinely be like, oh, that's cute. He kind of did that in the same season. But Holland, though.
Yeah, it's all about Holland
Yeah,
right
nobody's
now.
going to remember that you came close to Holland.
I mean, Harry Kane though, you taking him at United in the summer, $100 million.
I mean, they said, we'll see you in the
100%.
summer. Yo. You
Yeah.
you seen that after the match.
If you're a United fan, you gotta want Harry Kane.
Yeah, don't tell me what I got him with. In front of my son, yo. No, I'm playing.
So you're telling me you don't want Harry Kane in your team?
I didn't say that. I'm saying don't tell me what I would do.
All right, if there's
How
a,
old is he?
What do you want,
40,
B?
old ass.
Harry Kane's just turning 30. I mean.
Yeah.
He's
30
old. I
something.
don't respect nobody till they come and give
Did
me
you like
40.
Robin Van Persie?
I don't respect anyone till they come and give me 40. He's
40,
old.
40 what?
He's old.
40 goals a season.
He's old. Shout out to Dylan
All right,
Brooks.
have fun with Woot.
Wait, so
Oh God!
If
I'm
there's-
so glad his loan is over soon. Jesus.
if you could choose any center forward that's on the market for this upcoming transfer market, who are you picking for United? Like, who's your center forward? Like, who are you going after? Who do you think is the best fit?
Holland. You said any center forward.
Realistically, Osimhen
No,
from
but
Napoli.
that's like on the like. I don't
Oh, on the market? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like
If it's
Holland's,
this far. Cool.
Holland's not like gonna be on the market. And
Osimhen's a thought. Harry Kane wouldn't be terrible, but he old. He hasn't given me 40.
He'll get you like 25 goals.
No, I'm
Easily.
fucking around. I wouldn't mind Harry Kane coming. You know, I've lived through Van Persie and I love that. So yeah,
That's a good comparison for me. and
Yeah,
Harry
I
Kane.
really.
if you're
wouldn't
choosing
mind that
between
at
the
all.
two, who are you choosing?
Between who and who?
Ooh.
Osimhen and Harry Kane.
Harry Kane for $100 million or Osimhen for 150. What are you choosing?
How old's Osimhen?
Like 22.
24, 23.
Hold on.
How many goals is he on this season?
He's killing it at Napoli. They're going to ask for
Yeah.
100.
Osimhen's 24. Yeah, you're right.
Like, Napoli just won the league. Well, not yet. It's not official, but it's pretty much going to happen. Their first Serie A title in like
Are you
33
putting your-
years.
50. So $50 million.
Harry Kane's only
So
29.
6 years is worth $50 million.
Are you going for a 30-year-old striker? Or are you going for a 24-year-old striker? That's the
A
difference.
30-year-old striker who could potentially be the
We're going
leading goal
100
scorer
And
in
who's
the
been
league.
proven in the league
I was gonna
for
say
years.
Kane's. I know what he does in the Prem, but the upside of 24, 50 mil, we can make that back next season if he's really.
Oh, he's not going to be 50 mil. That's
no. Nick was saying 150.
Yeah,
hypothetically 150 for him.
You can make that off of jersey sales. That ain't no problem.
I mean, if he scores goals.
Yeah.
I think you got to take Kane.
I was gonna say I think we go Kane on like a 3-year contract or a 2-year with
an option for
possible extension.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end.
If you win us a league, you can stay around a little longer.
Yeah, you can hang around, old man. Mentor these young Marshalls and whoever else we can pick up. Yeah, I think you go Kane.
And he wants to stay in England. I think he wants that all-time goal-scoring record.
Do it where it matters. Win a chip while you do it, you know? Harry, if you see this by accident.
Where else would he go other than Bayern Munich? I don't think like Madrid or Barca would want to have Harry Kane in the team.
No.
Newcastle in a shock move for a bunch of bread.
That would be kind of crazy.
Newcastle's forward situation, I feel like, is covered.
It's pretty solid.
You know what I'm just saying? Like, if they're
Arsenal,
just like, yo,
Arsenal could use
Isak,
but he would never do it.
Yeah, Isak,
Do you think
Callum Wilson?
You think he would ever consider Arsenal?
No
shot.
Nah, he couldn't do that. I think he's been at Tottenham so long. Part of it is like just the legacy. Like no matter how his career ends, he's gonna go back there and they're gonna sing his name and all-time leading club scorer. Yeah. Why ruin that with going on? That's Arsenal. Not even an option.
But United would be okay. I guess it's not Arsenal. Yeah,
United's not. Plenty of players have made that transfer from Tottenham to United. It's not.
Michael Owen has the nastiest quote about that.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Title with his medal covered in champagne. If you can't beat him, join him. He's a sicko. We're gonna talk about him in the
He's not really loved anywhere.
But he's a sick guy. Yo, allergies are killing me. Is it wild if I step out to go get a napkin?
No, go get a napkin.
Do what you gotta do.
What's the next topic though? Well, we're still on Tottenham.
Yeah, Val was talking spicy about my guy.
All right, so
Richarlison.
The blonde hair bum.
Charleston has yet to score a Premier League goal this whole season.
The blonde
and
hair
he cost
bum.
what, $65 million?
I think so.
And everyone was like, "Oh, World Cup, he's gonna come back and kill it." We should roll the tape. I'll find the tape when he said that stupid shit. We're gonna put that here.
Yeah, there's no way.
Tottenham fanboy over here.
I mean, there's still a couple of games left.
For him,
what is he gonna get? 1 goal? Wow.
I'll be right back.
$65 million for 1 goal. That's it's kind of crazy. But he's definitely been the flop of the season for sure.
I mean, Richarlison and Son.
Son?
Yeah. I mean,
I expected.
He's not having a good season either. No, you're right.
I expected Son to have a way better season than he's having now. It's literally Harry Kane. Either Harry Kane scores or like
they don't.
They don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been the easiest bet of all time this past season. Harry Kane goal scorer anytime.
Yeah, you look at Tottenham's front line and you're like, damn, their front line on paper looks as good as like anybody in the league. Like you have Kulusevski, you have Kane, you have Richarlison, you have Son. If you looked at that before
and Zuma coming off the bench,
and if you looked at that before the season started, you're like, wow, they're gonna score a lot of goals.
They got like potential to win the league.
Yeah,
especially with Conte. I did not expect their season to turn out the way it did. It's surprising how quickly it imploded. But there's gonna need a serious rebuild at Tottenham for sure. But who's gonna be the one to do it?
I mean, I'm most likely Kane is. If he wants to win a Premier, like a title in the Prem, it's not
or any trophy for that matter. They can't win a trophy. It's quite sad.
So it's like 14 years.
I'll be honest, like flop of the season. He does fall there, but I kind of put Darwin around there. No. I put Darwin in and around there. I know it's like his first time in the league, but
he's charged.
Early on, there was
English, that's his issue.
Speaking English, you play soccer with your feet, not with your mouth.
I know that.
I know you're trying to shoot him bail, and like I'm still, let's see, he's young, but
he was expensive.
You paid $85 million for him.
I played soccer with a kid in Ivory Coast one time. He spoke only French. I spoke only English. The only time we understood each other was when we were playing soccer in the backyard.
I get that. Obviously, your feet do the talking, but like as far as understanding the tactics and
you watch enough Liverpool games to watch him like lose you guys a lot of points.
Also,
there's been a lot of games
and that's like
tied or won
because if he was a little more clinical. No, I get that.
He's honestly like Klopp the other day said, he's a project, right?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you bought an $80 million project. Liverpool doesn't have enough money to spend on projects, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
called him poor.
Even crazier, Nunez has been around for 4 months, and what did Klopp do in the winter? Went and bought Gakpo.
Yeah.
He bought another center forward. So I kind of see it as like,
where's my confidence?
does he really trust him? Is like,
I mean, he's only 23.
of course.
He's
So
young. It's his
youth is on his side. His first
environment that has a major effect.
Yeah,
on
for
a
sure.
player.
But
Like,
I have a question.
I'll be honest, watching him.
All right, he's one of those players that you watch him play and you're like, all right, he should have passed when he should have dribbled. He should have dribbled when he should have passed. Yeah. Like, it just like, it doesn't have anything to do with not understanding the game. Like, it seems like he just doesn't understand what to do with when he gets the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, I should hold it up here. Instead, he just tries to like dribble through 3 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have.
I'm not saying
IQ is not there
in the future, but when you talk about flop of the season, I kind of see him as like,
no, the flop of the season is Richardlinson.
no,
all right,
but
I'm
the way
saying he's high on that list, I put him
He
in my
owns
top
that crown.
He has to be.
He owns
The way
that
they were
crown.
building him up, like, oh, this guy's gonna, you know, like
he had a lot. I
has
think
to be
Haaland didn't
in
help
the
him with
running
the
for
hype
it.
coming in because they were both for around the same price tag. But no,
I was about to say they kind of had similar hype, and one lived up to it, and one is.
except Haaland was proven in
Nunez.
Germany, and
I
Darwin
don't know,
Núñez had
man.
a good
I
Champions
remember
League
after
campaign
that-
with Benfica. He played well against Liverpool.
that
again, and,
what do you call that Community Shield game
He
when
scored.
Haaland like was missing everything, couldn't
yeah.
score, and then Darwin Núñez scored, and then everyone was saying, "Oh, this Darwin Núñez guy, he might be, you know,
I think
he might be the better signing."
there'll be a
It's
more.
funny to say
There'll be a
that.
clear idea.
Don't say
on
people. It was
next
Chris.
season.
That didn't age well.
No, there'll be a better idea about Darwin Núñez next season for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But the way Liverpool play with Gakpo, I think it's gonna be very hard for him
Gakpo's
to
a good
work
player,
his way
though.
back into
But
the
Gakpo
team.
was a proven player too. They're around the same age. Gakpo's just a
Proven
little
player.
Proven player
No,
where?
he was
Yeah.
playing in in the Dutch league,
And
scoring.
Did you not?
Darwin played
Bro,
in the
we watched the same World
Portuguese
Cup.
league.
We watched World Cup games together. You didn't
We had
think
a
Gakpo was
conversation
one of
on
the
here
players
about how the
Alright,
World
but
Cup
you
holds
play-
a little too much weight.
The World Cup
Look
was
at
like
Richardlinson in the World Cup.
Weekend.
Look at Richardlinson in the
very
World
well.
Cup compared
No,
to
I
what
know.
he's doing
Chill,
now.
bro.
It's completely different team, completely different formation, completely different coach. Everything's different.
He's
You
actually
can't-
my favorite example of that. Look at the
doesn't-
World Cup and look at him now.
like you can't one thing doesn't translate to the other, you know?
Talk
I'm
about
saying
it.
that Gakpo was a massive talent who was being sought after by multiple top clubs prior to him joining.
Right.
Yes.
You also realize he was like half the price of Darwin.
Yeah.
You know, that says a
true.
lot, too.
That's
I'm not gonna lie.
Well-
Regardless of what, your price tag comes with expectations. Of
course.
That
Oh,
also
yeah,
is
that's
a big
always
part.
the
That
of
is
it.
kinda
Yeah,
why-
that's always the case.
On like my list of flops of the season.
Anthony, fucking
Oh,
Anthony,
wow.
yeah.
I was gonna say Mudryk has to go there.
Yeah.
Even though he's only
Chelsea.
been there a couple months, he never
Oh,
had a
yeah,
preseason.
Mudryk.
For $150 million, like
Nah.
he hasn't done much.
Chelsea
The
got
Sterlings,
fleeced.
Like
Sterling, whoa.
Sterling has not played, bro.
He's always big money, and then you're like, damn, why'd they pay so much for him? It always happens.
No,
It's just like
he
a shot.
played well at Liverpool, earned a move to City, played
He was
well
a
at
good
City.
player at City.
Chelsea.
Klopp really,
Yeah, I see the
Klopp
compilation
really
also.
did a good job with him.
Chelsea's just ass. I don't think anyone can succeed there.
And another player that Juan has mentioned in the past is who came to Chelsea and with like a big reputation of one of the best center backs in the world, apparently Koulibaly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good time.
Aubameyang is also just
Well, that was unfortunate.
yeah. Chelsea's just sad, dog. Like I think that's the moral of that
Yeah.
story. Anthony should be on that list though. You're not a $100 million player.
No, Ajax kind of got all they could out of that.
And
deal.
if you see this, prove me wrong.
He's gonna be a good player, but 100 million, that's a
Gonna
lot.
be. If I spend 100, you gotta be right now.
I just don't really see him being that winger that scores you like more than like
The problem
12 goals, you know?
I have with him is I think he's great in small space, but I don't think he's the type like his
On a big
talents
field,
don't
right?
lend themselves to like beating you and getting out in space behind you. He does not do that. He'll chop you up when it's time to cut in and out. But getting down the wing, that is not his bag.
Yeah.
Putting a
And I
cross
need to
in.
figure out if they need to move him
Do you think
inside.
Sancho could do that. Sancho doesn't
No.
really make
What? You was about to say yes? What? Anyway, I need to figure out if they need to slide him inside and get somebody else for the wing or what. But he does not he doesn't play like a winger. He plays like he wants to be in the mix, getting to it and getting the ball out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the Ajax style, which is why he was so successful over there.
It's gonna take time.
But he don't have nobody to play with him like that on the wing.
Everybody wants results right away. Like,
yeah, because we spent $100 million.
I know, but there's a project to be. That's what? That's the going rate of young talent.
Give me $100 to do something. You want me to do it well, right? It's $100. Now $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Like I want right now. If I spend 60, let's take some time. See how you go. 100 right now.
Everybody. That's just what.
I spend 100. You got to give me 10 to 15 goals in the first season.
Everybody just needs to be patient with these.
Brandon spends 100. I need to see 10 to 15 goals that first season.
Chelsea fans should have that reaction.
Chelsea fans are crazy. I mean, not Chelsea fans are crazy. Chelsea fans should be livid. Everything is going wrong there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really, ridiculous.
I think they've reached the point where they have nothing to play for, so the players don't even care.
They can't score.
They're like, goals. I don't want to get hurt for the next season, so I'm just gonna chill, you know? Because think about it, if a player that's about to be sold gets injured right before the transfer window, that hurts their market value. That hurts the possibility of getting a huge paycheck, you know?
Chelsea needs
so
to sell
they're just at that point where I don't care, we can lose 2-0 every game and it don't matter. We're not going to get relegated, we're not going to be in Champions League, so what are we playing for?
That's gross.
Even the Europa Conference League, they can't even make that shit. So I feel like they've reached a stage where they don't care, you know. It's move on to the next season. This season's over.
This team is playing in Champions League.
They really need to build a team though. They're just throwing money at the problem, expecting it to get fixed, and it's just not. And it's not going to work until they have. It starts from the top. So they need to get a manager in there to manage and develop all these players.
Frank's not the guy.
I was about to say they got Frank, man.
Frank was never the guy.
Frank.
They got relegation.
They really should have kept Graham Potter. They were better with Graham Potter. I really think Chelsea have regressed with Frank.
You think they've gotten worse?
They've gotten so much worse.
Lampard's come aboard.
They can't score goals. It's really
they haven't been able to score before.
No, I know.
Haaland has more goals in the Prem than Chelsea has.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Are Chelsea really safe from relegation? Are they?
They're safe. Yeah, they have 38 points, I think.
That's the going. I think only 10, one team has been relegated.
40 is the safe mark. Yeah, 40 is the safe mark technically. So they're right under the safe points, but they should make it.
That's crazy.
You know, just Chelsea, two more ties and they're good.
Imagine they get relegated, bro.
No, I can't.
That would be outrageous.
Yeah, last 6-7 games.
And their form is ridiculous.
They have, I think, 4 goals in 8 games there. 9 games. It's crazy. 4 goals in 9 games. That's...
Is the guy there?
Damn, a lot of shutouts there. If you're playing against Chelsea, it's almost a guaranteed shutout.
Is Pochettino their fix? Isn't he in there now?
He's in his name has been mentioned quite often.
I keep seeing those reports. I haven't seen it from Fabrizio yet, so I'm not too sure. But once Romano dropped it,
who else?
I think he's a good manager, though.
I do too, and he's been on the sidelines for a long time now, waiting for the right job. But is this the right job? How big of a rival?
Well, you're going to be
Chelsea
backed with money,
right?
You're going to be backed with money, and there's still plenty of players there to work with. And now Chelsea, I think their expectations are much lower going into the season. So if you take over the job in the summer, I think people will expect Champions League at most.
Yeah,
so
but
it's probably not the worst job to come back into.
Same thing as Graham Potter. They were sold that same message where, we'll give him time. We're going to give him money to spend, and he's going to be able to build a team that he wants.
But realistically, how many games can you lose before
a manager is out?
Yeah, it's like...
How many games did you give a new manager? Or did we say last week you'd give them a season?
I would like to give a manager a season. I know that's unrealistic.
15 straight
because
losses.
There's too much.
Do you have to
money
get the hell out of here?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
15 straight.
15 straight losses.
I'm like 8. I'm like, yo, this guy might have to be out of here.
And then double digits.
And then at 10, it's like, all right, you're out of here.
You need to leave.
Yeah, we talked about it. It depends. Does it look like they're building a certain playing style or towards something?
I don't care. You're at least getting a draw. You got to get a draw in there or something.
Yeah.
So I don't give a damn.
Like Frank right now, he has in 5 games, 5 defeats, 9 goals conceded, and 1 goal scored. if he reaches 8, 9, I don't care if I'm Chelsea. I'm sacking him. I do an interim manager for the rest of the season. Like, what is he there
Another
for?
interim manager.
I don't care.
How many managers have Chelsea had this season?
Didn't Tottenham sack their interim manager?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
What the?
So now they have their second interim manager.
Yeah.
How do you even
That's
fail
a
as
mess.
an interim? You just here to be here.
It
He didn't show up.
It was Conte's second hand
He's just
man.
there for vibes.
Pretty much like
Literally
Conte's
just
guy.
like,
So
hey
it's-
guys, yeah, clearly ain't been doing what he's supposed to do, so I'm here to just be the fun substitute teacher. You know what I'm saying? Until we get the real teacher back. So like, you can play your music out loud. It's fine. You can wear headphones. I don't care.
That's when everything goes downhill, though.
No, if you have shitty kids.
Yeah.
Which means they might be a shitty team in terms of like the players they have.
That's
If you have a
Tottenham's
class
issue.
full of decent kids, mad headphones, some kids is watching TV and shit, cool. You have a shitty class, they take that and they run with it. Chelsea.
Who's in
Oh,
worse?
excuse me, Tottenham.
Who? All right. Who's in a worse
Interim
situation
manager.
right now? Chelsea or Tottenham?
Chelsea, they spent more money.
Chelsea.
You think Chelsea's in a
Yeah, they
worse
spent more
situation?
money to do.
But if
Worse?
Kane leaves Tottenham, then
Yeah,
They can't be
Tottenham
mad.
are about
I
to
don't
fall
know.
off a cliff. I think.
I've been here forever.
You think?
I think Tottenham are going to have a.
I'm not
mid-table
I'm mad
finish
at
next
that assessment.
No, I mean, I could definitely see why you would say that, but
I'm a Tottenham fan.
no, I think the right manager comes in the summer.
Right, that's the thing. Like that could
We still
easily
have
be
Son.
different. And
Kulusevski, Richarlison.
yeah.
So, no,
You saying like that's good?
Do you think
That
they
you
have
have
good
them?
center backs though?
I like Romero.
You see
but
how he
he's-
said yes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just want to.
He makes a lot of like very rash decisions at times. It looks like. So
I think
He's still growing, he's
They
still
got a lot
young.
of work to do though.
you know,
see how
if you're gonna give Darwin grace for being young, I'll give him grace for being young.
You still ain't answered the
That's
question.
true. He's a World Cup winner though, so a little greater expectations.
Barely.
No, he was starting center back that World Cup.
Barely. Well, I want to ask you guys, because we kind of mentioned like our flops of the season. Obviously, signing of the season, like we know who that is. But is there anyone you guys kind of picked out for most improved player?
Most improved. So like they're already in the league and they had a really good league, or they
Yeah,
could've
they're
just
having a really good
I'd
season.
like to say
Season.
that I would say Rashford if he was like.
No, it's got to be a Newcastle player.
Can't say Rashford.
Yeah.
I was thinking even Zinchenko. I mean, Zinchenko's
You could
Yeah.
say Odegaard.
Odegaard.
That's not a
Joelinton.
bad one.
I think it's between Odegaard and Joelinton
Linton.
Yeah.
from Newcastle.
Almiron.
Almiron had a good season. He had a really strong start. Not really. He wasn't able to push that momentum throughout the whole year the way like Odegaard has. Joelinton has really been like rejuvenated in this center mid role. Comes in as a striker, and now Eddie Howe, who should maybe even be contention for manager of the year, transformed him into a center mid. He's really just killing it now. So yeah, it's especially now that Arsenal kind of bottled up the league. You might not want to give it to Odegaard, but he should be considered for it, definitely.
It's cool to see like a wonder kid like actually fulfill his potential too.
Yeah,
So
no, for
that's
sure.
always nice.
We'll probably find
We've
his way
seen a
back
lot
to
of
Madrid.
like the best 15-year-olds like come and go.
When he was at Madrid.
Oh, speaking of 15-year-old, shout out to that kid
Barcelona.
that started for Barca. Yeah,
Yeah.
youngest ever. Shout out to you, my G. Doing it, killing it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
Yeah, we'll see if he's around in 5 years. Right?
You remember when Odegaard was the wonder kid at Madrid?
Of course.
Oh my god, a 16-year-old got a contract. That's when I was young enough to be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Wish that was me.
then he got loaned out to Real Sociedad.
And then I never heard his name till last week.
I mean, he was killing it at Real Sociedad. So.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to this.
Well, first he
next
went to
league.
Herenveen in
Ooh,
Dutch
ooh.
league.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that was like kind of like a. Actually, he went
That's-
to Vitesse as well. I'm pretty sure he spent 2 years in the Dutch league.
was
I
sold to
believe.
Madrid from Herenveen, though. Like Herenveen was the
No,
club
Herenveen. No,
that had him.
That's
The way he
not
was
true.
on loan there.
no, because Herenveen is his Dutch team. He came from a Danish team.
Oh, really?
He started. Yeah, he was playing
went from the
professional
Danish
soccer
team
in Denmark
to
at
Madrid.
like 14 years old. So
We did most improved. Who had the biggest drop off?
And player wise,
Yep.
I think Fabinho, unfortunately. He's been a real disappointment this season.
Not Trent?
No, I think Trent... I don't think it's been Trent. I think Liverpool's midfield's exposed Trent's defensive ability, but I don't think he's been... Because he's still able to produce on the ball, so he still creates magic. It's just defensively.
He should just be a right mid.
No, this new role that they're playing it's amazing.
Oh, you remember that 1962 FA Cup lineup I sent you? He'd be a fire right back in that.
So when Liverpool are on the ball, he kind of transitions to like a right defensive midfielder.
But I don't want him having defensive responsibilities if I'm a Liverpool.
Well, no, he doesn't though. He pushes the ball forward from that area in the field, and they have Fabinho covering him.
Okay,
so Fabinho drops in between to the center backs. Yeah, Trent has a lot of freedom on the ball.
You might be good.
Yeah, it's really cool because he's been their man of the match the last like 3 games in a row now. He sees the field so well, and he has the ability to play a pass almost anywhere.
I give Liverpool too much props.
Nah, bro, Liverpool. I'm giving him his flowers.
I still need to get the wrap it up box. I can't find it. If anyone knows where I can get a wrap it up box, can you please like swing that? I really would like that just for life purposes. I was gonna say Harry Maguire too, but he's like very consistent in his shittiness, so it's like he can't really.
He doesn't qualify.
He can't really fall off. Like if you shit and then you shit again, you just shit. You know.
For most improved player, what do you guys think about like even Ivan Toney or like somebody from Brighton? Like I
can't say most improved because I think people were kind of expecting it from Toney.
Of the season.
Like he was kind of saying like
outside
watch,
of,
and people were like
Holland.
praying him like yo he might he did very well, but I think people were kind of expecting this from him, so he lived up to expectations, which like is a good thing to his credit, but kind of gets you out of the running for most improved, unfortunately. I think, in my opinion. Because it's like we're expecting a lot from you, so we can't see like, oh, that jump was unexpected. That's a huge improvement. It's like you're supposed to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know exactly though, because Ivan Toney, when he was in the championship with Brentford, he actually broke the goals record for goals scored in a season.
Yeah,
which actually the next year was broken by Mitrovic. Funny enough, but in the past we've seen a lot of players who are like really good championship scorers. It not translate to the Premier League. Yeah. So he's one of the few that it's actually
good on him. But I think people were like, level. "Oh, nah, Tony, he got it."
He's carrying.
A lot of people were upset he was left home, only to find out he's a criminal.
Why? Because he's betting.
He's just a gang.
Yo, come on.
No, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
got some criminals in this room, huh?
Betting? No, it's legal in New York still. So
okay.
y'all good.
And I'm not a professional athlete, so I don't got to worry about that.
B, I had a question for you.
I don't want to hear it.
As a serial winner, someone who cares all about the
can you call me that now? It's been like 10, 12 years, baby.
Well, as someone who's so big on like, the only thing that matters is a trophy. You don't get your trophy, it's a failure, right?
All right, words in the mouth, but go ahead.
That's how we started the show today.
Yeah,
that's literally what you went off about.
What he's doing right now, he just got the rebound and he's breaking out. He's about to throw himself at alley.
We'll see.
And I'm gonna let him
cook.
See where this is going. That's why I'm gonna just let him cook.
I wanted to ask you. You know, winning trophies is so important. What do you see as a more successful season? If you win like 2 domestic trophies. Or 1 domestic trophy, like say like your League Cup or an FA Cup type of deal, or not winning either of those and qualifying for the Champions League.
For Manchester United or for ex-Premier League team? Or ex-team?
Let's just say a team in general. That's
so I think there's a lot of context that has to go in there. Like I need to know like...
All right, then we'll just stick with Manchester United.
So for United, like if it's a season where we finish 8th the season before, Champions League would be nice. To win 2, and then again, I think you're not winning 2 titles or whatever silverware, and not being of a certain quality to like be at a decent place on the table to challenge for that Champions League place anyway. But I do think if you win FA Cup and EA Cup, EA Shield, whatever the fuck.
EFL.
EA Cup.
Well, I play too much FIFA, my fault. But I don't think, like, it would be a failure. We're trying to play, like, because of the club we are, you're supposed to be playing European football.
All right, so let's say
Champions League.
Yeah, let's say you finish
is
fifth.
like more important than league titles. You'd say for most teams.
League title?
Not league titles.
No, league titles.
Domestic
titles.
trophies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees on that.
Yeah, I would say so.
When like Southampton gets like the semifinals of the title.
So
those leagues.
I think
So why is there so much hate for
Like-
Tottenham that's consistently in the Champions League but not winning?
No,
like,
see, that's what I was going to say. Like, if
Okay,
I was
so
in
if
Tottenham's
you're-
situation, I'd rather win a chip or a trophy of some kind than finishing top
winning-
4.
Oh, okay.
That's a
been so
unique
long.
situation,
Yeah.
but also I feel like if you're consistently making Champions League, there's now an expectation to like make a serious challenge for Champions League, like to win that.
Like, that was
So,
one of
like, if
Arsene
we're
Wenger's
qualifying
greatest
and
achievements.
Getting
Finishing
out of here
top
right
4 with
away
Arsenal.
doesn't matter. Like, cool, you're coming fourth place in your league. That's all that means, basically.
And where does the money compare in terms of like, all right, you won 2 domestic titles versus you being in Champions League the next year? Like, how much more money are you getting? Like, are you getting more money from those 2 trophies that you won? Or are you getting more money from you qualifying to Champions League? You know.
Mm-hmm.
But what do the fans, do you think, care more about? How
Champions
much
League.
money they have, how much money their club has, or celebrating a trophy at the end of the season?
But I think in the
Yeah,
grand scheme of things, like it depends on the team. So like if we're a certain caliber team, a domestic title is something big. It's like, yo, we beat some teams to get here. If you're a team of a certain caliber,
Yeah,
that's
like
some
when,
cool
Wigan
hardware to add to the thing. But like, let's look at our main goals for real.
Yeah, I think
Like, I don't think
Like the
it's
FA
like
Cup is
nice.
different
It's like
for-
icing on top of.
yeah. Say if
success.
Newcastle won it this year, that would have been huge for them to win that trophy. Where United, it's kind of like
Like, it's nice for the treble
yeah.
when you're doing it like
It's
that.
good for confidence for their new manager as well. So for United
yeah,
to get
and
that
then it's
first
nice
trophy
talking
under his
points. Like,
belt.
oh, well, remember, I won something.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, it's good for the fans to look back at the season and be like, okay, we brought home silverware. Regardless of how it all played out, it wasn't an entire failure.
But if you're like and then some fans are cocky, like they expect a lot from their team. So they're like, well, that's what we're supposed to do. Like, look who we're playing. So I think domestic titles, they're cool, but I don't think they carry too much weight.
Gotcha.
They're like they're icing on top of of what you like of
Or
the
secondary
cake.
targets throughout the
Like
season.
if we win the Prem and FA Cup, it's like, yo, we was cooking this year. Right, you know what I'm saying? But if we win the Prem and we're out the second round,
So like
we focus on the
Liverpool
title.
last year, they won the 2 domestic titles and then lost the Champions League and the Premier League. That's a huge disappointment.
Yeah,
But is
because I
that a
prefer
failure of
Champions
a
League and
season?
Prem. If
So
I'm
the
Liverpool-
expectations basically changed based off the team.
Absolutely, I genuinely
that's,
believe that.
That's
yes.
fair. That's fair.
Because if you're City, you want to win everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's your expectation.
Yeah,
like
so
we're
if you
here to
don't,
win
like,
literally
if it-
every
Like,
trophy.
I don't think they see it as a
Every
failure
competing.
if they win the Prem and lose the Champions League, but if they lose both, I think that's a failure to them.
I mean,
City
I think
fans.
City cares more about the Champions League than they care about the Prem at this point.
I think it's because they've
City
been there. Yeah,
wants
they've been there.
a
We've done
Champions
it.
League.
We've
It's
done it,
kinda
but
like-
we need that
They-
to cement
It's
us.
like
For
PSG.
people like me
They
to be like,
need
fine.
a
That will
Champions
solidify
League.
them
Man
as a
City
top club.
needs the
You are
Champions
Manchester
League.
City
Club.
FC. I can hate you now because you have respect. Cool.
Yeah.
I hope they.
And the only team that's stopping them from doing that possibly is Madrid, because whoever they play next, it's going
I
to
thought
be
you
a
were about
wrap.
to say Man United. That's what you did, right?
Why would Man United in Champions League? Wow. Maybe next year.
How
Wait,
you
speaking
feel?
about that. All right, so based off the current standings, Liverpool is in 5th place with 56 points, and Man United is in 4th with 63. Man United has a game at hand. Who gets into that 4th spot? Or does Newcastle drop?
I don't think Newcastle's dropping. The way they're playing, they're full of confidence. I think
The way we're
United are
playing?
going to slip out. I think Liverpool's going to get
Hey,
it.
yo.
It's going to be kind of crazy, but I think Liverpool are going to finish top 4 and United finish 5th.
I think Liverpool could finish the season literally winning every game that they play.
No, they can't.
Because they really want to get into Champions
Bro,
League.
Tottenham about to come back right now.
No shot. No shot.
This isn't Man U that they're playing against.
Oh, it's so funny.
That happened on
I can't wait
Wednesday.
for Real Madrid to suck, even though I like Madrid a lot. I love Madrid, but like, what if they just trash?
The thing is, I don't have
Yeah,
anything to worry about because Madrid will never suck.
That's true.
No, but I think Aston Villa has a chance to win it too, or get into the top 4.
Can we appreciate him popping Madrid shit in the Barca jersey? Don't turn around. Nobody cares.
I got.
Don't turn around. Nobody cares.
I got.
Don't tell them. Nobody cares.
I got.
You're wearing a Barcelona jersey. What do real champions say? It's about the name on the front, not the name on the back.
I got the Ronaldinho on the back.
And he still tells them.
He played for multiple teams. You know.
So why don't you have the Ronaldinho Madrid jersey?
Because he didn't play for Madrid.
They have customs one. I mean, just put Ronaldinho on the back.
Nasty shit.
You never seen them wild ass jersey where it's like half and half, and it's just like, bro, this is gross. It's like the team they play for and the team you want them to come to, and it's the name. Oh my god, there's some nasty jerseys out there. We got to do a series of those. Also, I need to get some more retro jerseys, bro. I keep getting those Instagram ads.
Yeah,
sign.
Liverpool is going to win out the rest of their games. They play against Fulham, Brentford, Leicester City, Aston Villa, and Southampton.
Who does United play?
They should. That's 18 points right there.
Hey,
United plays
some of those teams.
West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a game that
Fulham and Arsenal. Wait, no, Arsenal is.
No, they don't play Arsenal.
No, they don't play. That's the game that they have in.
If Chelsea scores a goal in that game,
both teams have like a relatively easier. You would say easier. You don't play. They're not really playing any top 10 team besides.
United's fixtures are harder.
Huh?
And United has a harder run of games
than
Liverpool.
Not the best form.
Yeah, like to play West Ham, Wolves, Brentford's not bad. And even Chelsea, you don't know what you're going to get with Chelsea.
If they score, we should arrest Harry Maguire.
It could be like that Chelsea game could be 0-0.
Harry Maguire's
2
injured.
points
You don't got to worry about him no more.
We should still arrest him. Wait, can we talk about what Marcus Rojo said, bro? Oh my god, I love this guy,
cooked him.
Bro. First of all, shout out to Marcus Rojo. I knew you, I always rocked with you at United, but when I met you,
when we saw him at the airport,
when I met you in the Manchester United airport, I was like, yo, you a real one, bro. I could tell. Like,
Manchester United got an airport now?
Nah, it was the Manchester airport.
Yeah, but you said Manchester United airport.
As a 40, it's like, maybe
gotta land somewhere else.
Yeah, y'all land in London and drive that 7 hours. But he said, and I quote, "One day I went to Solskjaer's office to tell him to leave me or put me in. Oh, no, excuse me, to let me leave or put me in. He knew that it was wrong that I wasn't playing all the time. He told me that they had paid so much for him, being Maguire, that he had to play no matter what. And I would tell him, son of a bitch, let me play because this guy's making huge mistakes every Sunday." Obviously loosely translated from Spanish.
Translate. That had to be thrown in there.
Because Harry was worth,
Sure
what, like 85 million from Leicester or something like that?
I don't care. Sit his ass down.
Back in the
Yo,
history.
that makes my stomach hurt, bro. As a center back,
to be worth more than Virgil
that dead make my. I don't like that as a stat.
To be worth more than
Somebody needs to sign Ferdinand for a lot of bread and just let him retire again, bro. 81. You know, just to not have it be Harry.
I mean, Kepa's the most expensive goalie.
Yeah, but like Ferdinand.
But he's starting now,
better.
so he's playing better, I'd say.
I'd let's say compare him
Chelsea
to,
can't score. That's not like.
I mean, Chelsea can't score. That's not Kepa's
their-
fault,
I mean,
and they can't defend either. What about the defenders?
Nah, you're right.
They got
Kepa's
40-year-olds.
It's not
you gotta pass 11 people before you get to Kepa.
It's not like Kepa's doing what De Gea did against Sevilla. Like, I don't know what that was.
Wait a minute.
He's like, hold on. Catching strays.
Don't pump fake me, girl.
So you want Kepa starting for the Spanish national team?
He didn't say all that.
I mean, we still got.
I still think it should have been De Gea, but
De Gea?
I thought he was disrespected by the Spain national team. But Juan could
Honestly,
talk more
but
on that subject.
You ever seen his 20-minute just him being trash compilation?
He's a good shot stopper. Was that more important than having a goalie that could play with his feet?
But he don't be stopping shots a lot.
Nah, he's a good shot blocker.
Dave saves, but sometimes they be doing some stupid shit.
De Gea can't play with his feet, and that's what
that's
they
his
want.
biggest issue, right? No, I know, but is that more valuable to? I mean, I guess it kind of is, but should that be valued more than a keeper that needs to make saves?
I had a coach that said everybody on the field is a soccer
Well,
player
considering
should be able to play
that
soccer with their feet.
Consider that Spain has like 70% of possession per game. There's not many shots that the other opponent really gets off.
Talk your shit, Juan.
No, that makes
So,
sense.
like, they need somebody that can play out of the back. It's very important for them to have somebody that can play with their feet. And that's what, I mean, Luis,
Iker Casillas
that's what
wasn't-
Luis Enrique valued, but I don't know about the next coach. You know what I mean? The next coach could.
Iker Casillas wasn't like footman. He was cool. He wasn't like terrible.
No, he was
with
a good
his feet.
shot blocker.
Yeah,
He
shot-
was. He was
Yeah.
a footman.
Casillas was one of the best shot blockers.
But that's also a different era. That was before like that.
Yeah.
Play out the back was so
You
dominant.
remember my guy Dita? Shout out to him. Baller.
So do you think United should sign a new keeper this summer?
We should take a look at some young guys. Donnarumma would be nice.
Yeah, that's
He's just wasting his talent at PSG at this point.
Gianluigi. Yeah, pull up Gianluigi.
But I mean, Spain still has Unai Simon, so I don't know.
yeah. They should. United
He's-
could look or not. You know who needs a move this summer? Mike from AC Milan.
Mignon.
Mignon, yeah.
Mike Miggy.
He's really having a great season.
In my career mode in FIFA, we got him.
Oh yeah. It's a good pickup.
He's
No,
playing a lot of
he's
FIFA
jelly
lately,
Yeah.
Brandon.
Nah, I actually haven't played video games in a minute, but I'm just remembering like I do have him.
Yeah.
My United team is sick though.
Ultimate
Like
Team
it's
games.
like not sick in a good way.
Yeah.
It's just like players I like.
No, my ultimate team is filthy. Like it's.
I don't play Ultimate Team. I just
Yeah,
play
no, it's
career
good.
mode. But I have
It's bad for
Leon
your
Bailey.
health.
Like I have two. Like I feel like a full 211.
Yeah.
So like some teams play like the Prem, and then if somebody's like leading the Prem in scoring, I'm gonna just leave them for the Prem games, and then the other teams the
Take 'em out
Champions
for
League.
the-
and
yeah.
other- word. But I have Leon Bailey and Sterling on one team.
That's fun. Yeah, man. Career mode.
On both
ultimate
wings.
team.
Antonio up top.
Antonio?
Mikel Antonio, he's Jamaican.
Nah, he's not up top. Who do I have? I don't remember. I gotta log in and see who's up top. I don't remember, but he's definitely not up top. I should pick up Ivan Toney now that you say it.
Yeah.
Into who? On to the next one. The Premier League is coming to a interesting end. Excuse me, to an interesting end. Who should be the Premier League manager of the year?
That's a good question.
Newcastle's coach?
Yeah, I think Eddie Howe should win it.
Yeah.
I definitely think Eddie Howe should win it. It's, it's unfortunate. If Arsenal won the league, you would say Arteta, but just
Mikel
the fact
definitely
that
would
nobody
have been.
thought
But what if
Newcastle
Pep
would be
wins
there.
the Champions League and the league?
Oh, that's true. I didn't even consider that. But Pep
You-
would-
But
I'm giving it either way. I'm giving it. All right,
When you're successful too long,
Premier League manager.
I'm giving
it
it to
doesn't
Newcastle's
matter
coach.
anymore.
Huh?
I'm giving it to
Yeah.
Newcastle's coach.
Even though it
gotta
sounds crazy, but it's like, we're used to it. We're these
Even if
fellas.
Arsenal wins the league, I'm still giving it to Newcastle's
Even
coach.
if they're not, bro.
even if Newcastle don't finish in Champions League,
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
No.
It depends on what happens with all the
Yeah,
teams.
they got to stay top four.
Unai Emery, he's up there as a candidate
Emery.
as well. Good thing that he's getting the props he deserves now, especially because he was kind of looked at as a flop for his time at Arsenal. But
Went to Villarreal, won the
yeah.
Europa League with them. Had a successful time in Spain.
now he's back in England,
Mm-hmm.
transformed Aston Villa. Yeah, it's it's pretty cool.
Yeah, not dead ass. Man, fucking dead air. Anyway, damn it.
Oh, you got
Next
You
topic.
got something else to say?
We're talking about the Premier League. It's coming to an end.
Yeah.
There was a wild ass relegation race. Question of the day: would you prefer to be a fan of a team that's always relegated and coming back up, and being relegated and coming back up, or would you prefer to be a team at the top of the league, between first and eighth place, ricocheting back and forth? Sometimes we're great, sometimes we're not. Which would you prefer? I have, I think, an interesting take on this, but yeah, go ahead.
I think a team
Don't all
that's
go at
like,
once.
I don't know, because how do you even? Well,
There's a lot of emotion that comes along
You
with
leave
being
it- yeah, exactly.
coming up and then being
That
relegated.
goes into
So
my take.
so it's
I
like
and I
You like
kind of
that
like
adrenaline
that.
high, right?
high highs and those low lows.
I like that.
That
You
might
know,
be
that's
the
just how
lifestyle
I.
for you.
That's yeah.
So, okay.
That's kind of how I live my life. So
I like that. I feel you. But I,
wouldn't
think
mind
soccer
it.
is like a very unique sport in that the person that is the fan of their local club that doesn't. It's not even the biggest league. Nobody really knows. They can love soccer as much as the Madrid fan that wins 5 Champions Leagues. So like that relegation battle, you fall in love with your club during that. You know what I'm saying? When you're like, oh my God, like this is the last game of the season, and then you pull that win out. You know how those fans go crazy? They feel exactly the same way City felt when Aguero scored that late minute goal and they won the league.
Is that how Jao fell in love with Leeds?
Honestly, he might have fallen in love with Leeds, honestly, from when we went to England. I'm not going to hold you. That atmosphere was crazy. I was a Leeds fan that day. I was in there singing the song, shit, ref. It was crazy. Like, just shit, that feeling. And that was a championship side. You know what I'm saying? I feel like football is one of those sports where, bro, like, success is great, but it is one of those sports where, like, you can enjoy it fully as much as the next person and have just a bunch of little successes. Like, imagine the Leicester City fan that's 75 that got that. It's just like, yo, what? Like, what? Like, I'm sure they couldn't even comprehend that for, like, the first couple minutes. Like,
then 6 years later, they might get relegated. So it's like...
But you've seen that if I'm a 75-year-old Leicester fan. Yeah. You know? Like, I've seen where we've been. I know where our heights were. And I know we're going to go back and... I know where we've been. This isn't new to me. I'm true to this. So it's a part of the experience. Are we going to get relegated or not? I'm still excited about that. I still get up for those games. Like, let's see if they got it in them today. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just as exciting as, like, we're challenging for the Prem title. Like, we can do this year.
It's kind of like the Luton Town FC. They were like a 5th division side in England. Now they're in the championship in 3rd place with possibly getting promoted to the Premier League, you know? So being a 5th division side to make it to the Premier League is like already a huge achievement for that club. You know what I mean? Like that's like they need to. I saw a video that they literally their stadium is too small that it doesn't comply by Premier League standards. Yeah. So they had to like invest like $10 million or 10 million pounds into their stadium just to expand it if they make it to the Prem. Which that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a good problem to have. That's like, oh, our stadium is that small. We're like, we need to expand because we're in the Prem now. Like and there's a player that actually is still on the team that's made it like from the 5th division squad they had all the way to possibly the Prem.
That's amazing.
Like imagine being a 5th division player and then making it all the way to the Prem with the same team.
That's crazy.
Like right, but that's like the type of like underdog history people want to see and hear. You know,
sure. But then there might be like a situation where you're just spending so much money to try to stay up in the league, and then if you're not able to stay up in the league and you overspend, you just ruined your club by
finances ruin all Cinderella stories. Don't do that. Debt.
Yeah, so it's like you got to be very tactical with it these days. So like if a club like Luton Town gets promoted, are they going to be able to spend crazy? Probably not. They're probably going to be.
Well,
they were a good example.
Nottingham Forest, dude.
They fucked up a check.
Nottingham Forest is a totally different level of club, though. They already had like a massive stadium. They're a big.
Nottingham Forest won the Champions League twice.
Yeah, they're a big club with history. Luton Town, I don't even think I've ever been.
Yeah,
but look how amazing it would be for them to get into the Prem.
But yeah, that would be crazy.
Look at Wrexham, who just got elevated from whatever league they're in.
They're now a pro team. They weren't even a pro team.
That's what I'm saying. But look how that feels. We just went from semi-pro to pro. It feels just as good as Luton Town going from 2nd division to 1st division.
Oh no, for sure.
Like I like that a lot about soccer.
It's a great story, yeah. But is it sustainable? Like Fulham have been a yo-yo club, like constantly getting relegated and promoted. But now this year
on 45 points.
Yeah, so like now.
Round of applause for safety.
So. They spend money wildly, but now they're trying to break that spell.
They're America's team. Forget Leeds.
Crazy.
Fulham are America's team?
They got 2 Americans playing in the back.
They're owned by Anton Robinson.
The guy that owns the Jacksonville Jaguars also owns Fulham.
Jaguars.
Yeah, they have the same owner.
O'Con.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
The world is small. Everybody owns everything.
Yeah, Americans taking over.
Eat the rich. What?
Mm-hmm. And they're trying to take more than just Fulham Football FC.
Teams.
They're trying to take over the Champions League.
Yeah, that's wild. Right. That's just
so
they can charge Americans.
We have to talk about that.
Yeah. All right, introduce it.
So there's rumors that past the 2025 competition, possibly hosting Champions League games in the U.S.?
I don't know. I just can't even like stop like myself.
The fact that it's referred to as European football, you got a game in Philadelphia. But
they're gonna rename Philadelphia for the day. They're gonna call it Amsterdam.
old. Like,
they
come
already
on,
have
bro.
the summer tournaments where they come here and they
Which I respect. Please don't stop those. The best game I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's like a marketing thing.
No,
you
I
know,
know,
it's
but
like
this-
the game,
It's a girl to fan.
more
This is
traction,
also a marketing
fan base, and all that.
Jersey sales.
Grow the money.
They just want to
Yeah,
milk
money
Americans
too,
for
obviously.
What does growing the fan base do? More
There you
fans
go.
are more people tuning in.
Of course.
More people
How
spending
expensive
money.
do you think those tickets would be?
I was just gonna say,
like
if a Knicks ticket is like
Probably
$400,
Super Bowl.
Yo, the
Level
nosebleeds
tickets.
today, $500.
oh my god.
I was looking at
Wait,
CD
for what?
for the
Knicks.
Knicks
The
in the
Knicks
garden.
game.
Champions
yeah.
League game, a Champions League semifinal, like in America.
It's not the same. The atmosphere is not the
Oh, of
same.
course
Like the
not.
players would hate it. And what are you gonna play? If like it's a knockout.
Well, remember, there's a lot of immigrants and people that like
No, I know, but,
genuinely
like, there's so
watch
much
football
like
here. So like they might have
team-
a great turnout if you hold it in a very like urban type. Like if you hold it in the tri-state and you have all those states coming in, you hold it in like Miami or you hold it in LA. Like you'll get a good turnout, enough to have a great atmosphere, but it won't be playing in front of your home crowd. And then that too. What game is it going to be? Is it going to be like the final, or you can't give me my
No, they wouldn't
No,
do
no,
that.
but like my home leg can't be in America.
It would probably
home
be
game,
group
yeah.
stage.
You can't
game.
make my home leg in
Bull
America.
Stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy. Unless you're Leipzig, shoot, you go ahead to Red Bull Stadium. That counts. But other than that, like we can't do this. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
I don't agree with it. And I live here, and I would love to see a Champions League game. But I also would like to fly to Europe.
No,
to
it's
go
not.
Do that.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
it's not
Keep
the
the summer
same.
games, though.
It's not the same
Manchester United,
experience.
AC Milan, 2000. I
And
forgot,
that
but it was great.
travel time midweek.
Yeah. And the thing is,
that's
who?
great.
How do you decide like who's home and who's away? Because think about it. All right, so you have a group with four teams in it. Each team plays each other two times, home and away. How do you decide like who gets the home game, who gets the away game?
Exactly.
Like, is the whole group
And then,
stage going to be in,
what if
in the
your
US?
home
Like,
game in America, more of the other team's fans turn out?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, speaking to what you were talking about like teams going up and down, like a team like Newcastle finally getting Champions League football after so many years. I would want, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I would, of course, you want to watch it in your stadium.
Yeah.
If somehow your first home league, your first home Champions
This is my
League game
first
is like
Champions
in New
League
York,
since Santi,
Yeah.
and this
you're
was
gonna
like-
lose your
I don't think
shit.
it's
and think
gonna
about
happen.
if like
It's not gonna
Madrid,
happen.
if Madrid played Newcastle and Newcastle was supposed to be, say, hypothetically home, but they played it in the U.S. That's a home game for Madrid. There's gonna be so many more Madrid fans there. There'll be like 10 Newcastle fans there. You know.
That's a good point. What happens when big team plays little team in America and everyone turns out?
Yeah. Then everybody that day is a Madrid fan.
Lose your whole home
Including
atmosphere.
Barca fans.
Yeah.
Please take this as Americans saying it. Like, don't do that. Like, just don't
But
bring
hey,
that.
nah, money talks. So if the
Tell
money's
money
right,
to
they're
shut the
gonna
hell
do
up.
it. But it's not.
Just don't bring it here, bro.
But I do see like Champions League coming up with like same type similar format as like the World Cup doing 48 teams. I do see them.
Champions League?
I do see them expanding it
like that.
for money purposes.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
It takes
not
longer.
money. Add more teams.
For money purposes.
It takes longer to get to the quality that we want to see. I'm not trying to see Luton Town play Nottingham Forest in the Champions League. We're not doing that.
That'll never happen.
But I'm saying, like, I don't want to see
But
48
I guess-
Champions League teams.
There are so many.
I
Quality.
don't think I know
teams now
48
that,
European
like,
teams.
You wouldn't be mad at seeing.
Like think about it. United or Liverpool might
first-
not
yeah, I
be in
was gonna
Champions
say.
League. You know.
So
The plan
play
is to add
better.
one more team from like the bigger leagues anyway. So
I don't like that.
yeah, it's coming. So you're gonna have to deal with it.
I don't like change. I'm an old man.
No, but it gives it
Get
should
off my
give
lawn,
teams that
man.
are in like Europe that aren't like outside of the top 5 leagues a chance to qualify, and give them more of an incentive for money from the tournament as
Yo,
well.
pollen is
So
No, but like as to Brandon's point, I don't know if I want to see like the second place Czechoslovakian team.
Yeah, like why am I watching?
But-
no, but like teams from
I mean,
okay,
obviously
what
if
about
they-
clubs from like Belgium or like even clubs from Italy that don't
Yeah.
just win it because only like 3 teams from Italy
Yeah.
get to go to the
But
Champions
there's also,
League now.
like-
So be one of the three, or you don't play.
There's a lot of European countries that don't even get a qualification spot. Like even if you win the league, you have to go.
Yeah,
and
they get a
compete.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed that they make the tournament.
It's like a play-in to get in.
It'd be cool if and those like smaller countries were able to like
have guaranteed slots. Is that what
But
you're
imagine you go through all of those barriers of entry and you get in and you're a fan and you're like, yo, we did it. We're in here. And you're playing Champions League football.
And then you
did they
lose,
expand
like,
it and now we're
Madrid.
just
But then remember
in here.
Sheriff a couple of years ago? I think they might have beaten Madrid.
Yeah,
Sure,
they
they
that was
put
the
on
story of the season.
yeah. But
world's getting too soft. Stop making it easier to be successful.
But then it also brings more money into for those
Shout out to
smaller
Eddie.
clubs.
No, exactly. Instead of it all being
It gives
hoarded with
you
the top
can you
clubs.
can view it
You
as
know what brings money to small clubs? Success.
Right,
Be
but how is that
successful.
success sustainable though? When
everybody else has way more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
'Cause
all
really
the
what it
clubs, it's
comes-
really like a
Sounds
one-off.
like the world to
Revolves around
me.
money.
No, it just sounds like the way the world works is what y'all explaining. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh man, you're just sounding like a spoiled United fan over there.
maybe. I was privileged enough to have that instilled in me early. What if my parents made me an Arsenal fan? That'd suck. I just got lucky. For real. My dad could have been like, hell no, Arsenal. My life would be terrible. I don't know.
Instead, you got to deal with Harry Maguire.
Oh
So,
my God.
The legend.
I think he's the yin to the yang that I had as a child growing up.
Yeah.
The yang being all that success and not really knowing.
So now all of this is deserved.
Not deserved. It's just the balance of the universe. You know what I'm saying? There's ups, there's downs. I had a lot of ups as a child. So Harry Maguire is all the downs as an adult. Once he's sold, we may have some ups. My child may see some downs. We never know.
relegation.
Nah, I don't know about all that. Shout out to Arsenal though, the only team that's never been relegated. Shout out to Sun too.
It's getting tight. Tottenham 3, Liverpool 2. I'm sorry, Liverpool 3, Tottenham 2.
If you're gonna report on the
Getting
game,
nervous.
Chris,
I'm getting nervous.
as Jimmy Butler said, do your no. Excuse me, lads.
Well, I just want to take a second to congratulate Benzema for
Benzema?
moving up to fourth place on the all-time La Liga scoring list.
Hey,
Where does he rank on
Shout out
Madrid's
to
top
the guy.
scorer?
He's
Shout out to
Madrid's
Benzema.
second highest scorer ever.
Second highest?
Yeah, I think he passed Raul, if I'm not mistaken.
shout out to Raul,
Cristiano,
the
and
reason
then-
that I am a
Benzema.
Madrid fan.
Yeah. And he's in striking distance of third place, so by the time he leaves Madrid, he'll probably be
Who
the
has the
third
most?
highest La Liga scorer ever, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, same.
That is, his longevity is nuts. He's just been
Yeah.
at the top for so long. Shout out Benzema.
I don't think I've
Tried
seen
and
like
true.
I can't think of a athlete in any sport that's had like such a great second half to their career.
Yeah.
As good second half of their career as like Benzema's having.
He's like in his
Kobe.
prime right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
You
like
could say LeBron, but you know.
He's just been nice forever though.
Yeah.
and I always think about this and I feel for Benzema because I really think if he was able to play in that final, France would have won the World Cup. You know, the chances
I
that
agree.
like Kolo Muani was getting at the end of the game, like if you give those to Benzema, it's like,
don't get me
you know,
started.
I mean, maybe it's easy to say
that.
retrospectively, but
He still needs to be jailed for his crimes in that game.
No, Benzema just didn't fit in that French team, though. The chemistry was just off.
Tough.
But
Give
yeah,
me
it's
the ball.
unfortunate. It
Let
really
me
is.
score.
But-
now you're a World Cup champion.
maybe
You're
the chemistry
welcome.
off, but still coming off the bench, if putting Benzema in for the last 30 minutes.
No, I
is
totally
like,
agree with
How
If you
much
didn't
does
get injured
chemistry
before the
matter
World
when I'm
Cup,
giving you a
it's a
chance a
completely
World Cup
different World
if I
Cup,
score?
bro.
you. But yeah.
Even though Giroud did play well there.
Olivier. Yo, those early subs were a decision, boy.
They,
still
I've
don't
never
know
seen a
about that.
coach like sub players off
Just
before even
early. I
halftime
was
like that. That was
whoa,
crazy
that's what
statement.
we're doing, coach. I feel you, do your thing. And they lost.
Yeah, and then speaking about La Liga, former New York City FC player scored 4 goals against
the hell?
Madrid. So Tati Castellanos.
This just goes to show that the
And I
MLS
never got to see him play.
is
It's the greatest league on earth.
league out there. All right.
No, but there's definitely talent in the league, which is cool because he was always the best player on the field any time that he played. So the fact that he is now able to prove himself in La Liga against one of the best teams in the world, like Madrid.
Oh, so he was just out of place.
No, I mean he's now getting a chance to show. Like MLS is now proving to be a good career path if you're trying to make it higher up. It gives you a platform to try and show that you're a good player.
What a time.
Yeah, no, it's good for the league. It definitely is.
Should have been born later.
But
11 goals in 29 matches. Not bad.
especially for your first
I think
season.
I'm crushing that in Sunday League, to be honest. If I add together last year and this year, I don't think we had 29 games, but I still might be smoking that.
Yeah.
Speaking of your little Spanish league,
good for
over
him because
there,
I can't
La
think of
Liga.
too many MLS players that have went to Spain.
and have
Right.
done really well.
Yeah, they was going.
No, just
not
even
many.
go to Spain
They
in
was go
general.
to
I don't
England.
think.
I had a friend that went to Spain. Nobody knows him though.
Okay.
He wasn't in the MLS either. He just went to Spain.
Gotcha.
He was in Sevilla's B team though.
All right. Not bad. Okay.
Pazuello, who was on
Don't curse at me.
Toronto, but he was Spanish too. So he
That's
came
not
here to
crazy.
play, then
I
went
played
back
for
to-
Toronto.
Went back to Spain,
And then I played in Spain.
but yeah, no, for Castellino to be doing his thing there, it's a great sign for the league. Good things to come.
Yeah, but
But I
I guess MLS will always be a farmer league, though. If all your best players are, obviously their goal is to play somewhere else. You know, what is the ceiling for the MLS really?
a development league for the time being.
Champions League. One MLS team gets to go. That
Or
changes
maybe like a
everything.
revamped Club World Cup. where
Well,
they
Champions League is a
That would
European
be-
competition.
That'd be cool.
That would be a better idea.
That'd be cool.
versus
The
like this
travel
European
thing is a
Super
bitch,
League.
though.
Yeah, that's why you have to do it in
Yeah,
like one
the
weekend.
travel thing is
yeah.
tough.
like a summer tournament, but then does that like take away its meaning if it's like a preseason tournament type?
Yeah, then it might just be those preseason tournaments.
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting to see like an MLS team win the Club World Cup.
I think the travel is the biggest barrier to this.
Nah, of course.
Just because, like, that amount of hours and jet lag and midweek, and you still have a league to play in, it'd be tough.
Wait, random question. At the rate things are going, how much do you think a World Cup ticket will be in 2026?
Minimum?
I think $800.
It
Like,
depends.
say MetLife. We're talking about MetLife.
It depends who's playing.
Minimum
Depends
like
who's playing.
$400.
No, it depends who's playing though.
I mean,
Like,
the
let's say like
Uzbekistan-Turkey game is going to be
or
like
a top
$300
10, a top 10 nation.
minimum ticket.
Yeah, I was gonna say a top 10
Like
nation.
two
playing.
top 10 nations, I can definitely see the tickets being
Thousands.
at least 400 or 500
Definitely. I think that would be minimum.
for like okay seats. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to go to
No, I think
MetLife
just
and watch
trying
a
to- Just trying
game
to get in.
and like the third like have you ever guys
They
been
should do
to,
Red Bull Stadium. That's a very nice stadium too. Even if you have bad seats,
Oh, yeah,
it's
no,
not that
there's
bad.
no such thing as a bad seat.
they,
in
they
Red
care
Bull.
about the money,
Too much
bro.
money,
There's no bad seat in Red Bull.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really nice stadium.
But
I
they
wouldn't
gotta
mind
pack-
it there,
they
but
gotta
that'd
pack
be
a
Nah.
MetLife. Yeah, they're gonna miss out on too
Bro,
much money.
MetLife all the way at the
It's just
top.
gonna feel like
What-
Summer Jam, though.
What can you see all the way from up there?
It's
I don't know.
You
The
more
can't
about
see
just
nothing.
being there.
Looks like FIFA. You're just watching ants play.
All right, so you're there, you're listening to the crowd, but you're watching the game on your phone because that's what I would be doing. Because I wouldn't be able to see the ball.
I did that in the
Yes.
bar for the Tank Davis fight. I was watching it on my phone because their stream was messing up.
I personally wouldn't want to be in that situation. Like I would just watch it from my home or at like a,
My
A
home.
bar or something.
in the area.
I want to be in that.
I mean, the atmosphere in New
though.
York City is going to be crazy.
I'll be honest. I want to go to any game that Mexico's playing. That atmosphere is gonna be crazy.
I mean, I feel like they'll set up like a huge TV screen in like Central Park or something. and,
Probably.
I
like,
didn't want to watch that.
huh?
I'm trying to go to the. You saw the stadium in Mexico that has like the
Oh, the
mountain in the
mountain?
background.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see them play a rival. I'm trying to see them play Jamaica there because we're making it. Actually, hopefully, please. But nah, I don't know. It's probably gonna be very expensive. It's in America, so you know money talks. Money's gonna be the first thing.
Yeah, that's
And we're bringing it here to make money. So the first ticket to see Brazil is going to be $1,000 for the nosebleeds.
might be cheaper to
If
go
we're
to like
keeping it
Canada
in.
from one of the
And
games.
think about all the inflation and how shit's getting more expensive. Think about by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully there's a recession that takes down the price.
Damn, cuz.
Bro, I'm just trying to think for the future.
Bro, the IRS watches this podcast.
World Cup tickets.
Bro, the IRS watches this podcast. You got chill.
I mean, in New York, it's gonna be expensive. I don't know about like other cities.
Going to like Philadelphia.
Well, I mean,
Like,
to
it
go
might-
watch
go to, like,
Turkey
Canada
play
for it.
Canada in Idaho, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be the most expensive
No,
game.
I mean, there's only so many cities that are hosting games. It's really all the major
realistically,
ones.
it should be Miami, LA, New York,
Philly.
or like Philly, whatever tri-state
I
you
know
want.
Toronto
Boston,
has one.
maybe
I think
Boston.
Montreal
Chicago?
might have one.
I think
Chicago
Boston.
might have one.
That's weird.
Mexico.
Yeah, middle of the country needs some love too.
Kansas City,
But I don't
maybe?
think there's a lot of soccer fans that are just like,
No, I
yo,
don't
we
think
out
so.
in Dakota.
I don't really think there's any middle of America games. Maybe Kansas City. I could just be totally guessing now.
I think you just think about MLS.
Yeah.
I think Kansas
I'm
City.
thinking of who has stadiums.
Canada, they probably go do Toronto, Montreal.
Yeah, Toronto or Montreal.
Maybe Calgary. Mexico is gonna do Mexico City, obviously. And then Mexico might have to do like 2 or 3 cities actually.
No, they will. I think it's already out who's hosting.
Oh, so we're just
We could
guessing
just,
for
we
no
could
reason.
just Google it. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just guessing
I'm
for
Googling
fun.
it right now.
Los Snakes are playing. Either way, I do like the fact that it's going to be
In the
somewhat
US.
accessible for us to go see a
I
game.
mean, it's accessible, but in terms of
Am I
money,
flying to Brazil to go watch a game or South Africa? I wanted to, but come on now. That's a lot of money. Going up the block, that's
it
not
might
that
be
bad.
cheaper to go to Brazil at that point.
Yeah, it could be.
Shit. And it might be more worth it if you're spending all that money.
At least you get a trip out of it, you know?
Yeah, you know. Make it part of
We
the
already
trip.
live in New York City, so going down the block for $1,000 when I can go to Brazil for a whole week and watch a game there, I don't know. It sounds a little bit more, a little bit
that
better
World
for
Cup
me.
passed, so gotta live with what we got now. Perro, since you got on your little Barca jersey, they're running away with the league. How do you feel about that, Barca fan?
I mean,
Barca fan TV, go.
I think the league has been over for a while now.
Oh, y'all just been killing it. I feel you. Nah, Barca fans are
No, I
cocky, so
mean,
know how you
Barca's been performing in the league. They have.
We
What do you mean?
say we have been performing. In,
I'm not part of the team.
look at your jersey. You look like you have on the kit.
I have Ronaldinho's jersey on. So.
What team was he playing for?
He's playing for PSG.
That jersey?
Nah.
Juan, do you think the quality of La Liga has dropped off over the last, say, 5 years?
It's an aggressive question, Chris.
No.
It's just a question. You would like because Lewandowski has 19 goals right now, but like Ronaldo and Messi would have double that at this stage.
I mean,
You're comparing
Do you
Ronaldo
think
and
the
Messi.
quality of the Premier League has fallen off? Haaland came in his first season and shit on everybody and the record.
I do actually. If it wasn't for Liverpool, Man City would have ran away with it the last.
Liverpool, this
7
guy
years.
is shameless.
No, that's factual. Reason
Oh,
why
stepped
the
you
Prem
back.
has been
Bring.
competitive. Now Arsenal, but like if it wasn't for Liverpool and Arsenal this season, Man City would just run away with it.
You could
every-
argue right now that La Liga is more competitive than the Premier League
We have the
Really?
same relegation race. How can you argue that?
because every Man
We
City,
both have
Man
40
Ci-
teams
Man
trying not
City
to get
is
relegated.
blowing out everybody else.
Hey, yo. And look at the points. No, they're not.
Huh?
Look at the points. No, they're not.
In recent history, they have been. This
In
season,
the last
no.
couple of years, we're talking about the last
In the
5
last,
years.
our entire life, Madrid and Barca have been running over everybody.
No, I mean, Atletico Madrid was very competitive for a while.
They've won 2 in the last 20 years.
70 years.
2 in the last 20.
How many has Madrid and Barca won in the last 20? Oh, the rest of them?
No, that
18?
can't be.
Yeah, it can.
It
be.
actually can be. Who else would have won? Like, keep it
I
a buck.
think before
Didn't Valencia
I
win
think-
it in the
I
early
was gonna say
2000s?
before Atletico. I mean, before Atletico, I think Valencia was the last.
That was like
Nine.
early 2000s.
Barca.
That was like
Madrid,
1940.
I mean, I was just talking about the last 5 years since City's been on this run.
Well, City's run started in 2011, 12. Is
Impossible.
that when they won their first Prem title?
I believe
12, I think. And then we won
Yeah,
13.
but I think the Pep run is like what Juan is referring
Yeah,
to.
okay,
Where it's
that's-
like
yeah.
Cheating
clear
ass run.
dominance, score over 100
Financially
points
cheating ass
type
run.
of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, for a team like that to just run away with it every year, it's the Prem hasn't really been that competitive at the top, really. And I mean, same thing with La Liga.
At the top,
you know?
it's just.
I mean, La Liga, you still have the
Madrid, Barca.
Ballon d'Or winner in the league. And Sevilla still possibly going to win Europa League. You know, it's like
Maybe. How has Sevilla? Are they still in the bottom half of the table though this year? They had a terrible league campaign.
I think they're hovering around like 14th place or something.
Like
that.
They moved up. I think they're on 10 now.
Yeah.
Valencia, on the other hand,
they're like 17th right now.
I was trying to watch them this morning, and it was just tough.
Yeah.
Sevilla's in 11th. They're in a good form though.
Oh, okay.
The last 5 they won 4 and they tied 1 to Figueroa right now. So pretty good form, but yeah, I mean everything.
That's crazy. There's only 2 teams left, or it's the semifinal in the Europa League?
Semifinal,
right?
they play Juventus.
Oh wow.
But like when you're looking in terms of like 3rd to like 7th place, like there's still a lot to like compete there. So I mean, I don't know. The form
leagues are
I'm sure
competitive in their own ways. Was the politically correct?
I mean, Brandon, if you want to talk about competitiveness, like why can't a Premier League team ever beat a La Liga team when it really matters in trophies?
Oh shit!
Because it hasn't happened. I mean, it might happen this year, Man City, but like when we're talking about playing against each other, the last 10
you guys
years,
are just like historically.
we ran through you guys.
Ayo, but I feel
So you can talk about competitiveness, but
we is like 3 teams.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like the La Liga is like higher highs than the Premier League. You could say,
And
but obviously Barca and Madrid are just like way ahead of everyone else.
It kind of like throws off the scale with the competitiveness in the league there. When you have 2 teams dominating.
I mean, even when we don't count the trophies that Barca and Madrid have won against Premier League teams, we still run you out the water. The last 10 years.
We is literally just Madrid.
Right.
No,
like
I'm taking. I've literally looked at the statistics. It's literally still not even like close. You take out the trophies that Madrid and Barca have won, which is half of them, and you go and you and Sevilla.
I just want to talk about breaking news.
No.
I just want to break some news.
So that's the end of the podcast.
I just want to break some news to y'all.
It was a good week.
I know maybe a little earlier in the pod, if you're still watching, some people may have talked about a certain player not scoring Premier League goals, but
you can't do this and you scored 1 at the end of the season. You bum out.
Just now,
Loser, bro. Richarlison's a bum.
The young legend, as he's called by Brandon, just scored.
He scored his first goal after 30,000 games in the Prem.
Tie the game up. Liverpool, Tottenham, 3-3 in the 92nd
Didn't I also
minute.
say Tottenham was coming back jokingly? Shouldn't have said that.
No, you spoke it into existence.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's what happens. Some people, get a little too excited. You're winning the game early on, and now you think you're going to be back in Champions League.
You know what's crazy? You had no confidence until literally 37 seconds ago. Like, someone was ready to just wrap it up, watch the Knicks. Now he's trying to pod for the next 30 minutes.
I mean, there's something to talk about.
Up, man. Much like this Tottenham game.
You know what I mean?
Good things must come to an end.
blow a 3-goal lead.
Right,
man.
Oh, it wasn't even offside.
Liverpool just doesn't have the heart. They just don't have the heart.
At home too. At home.
In front of your sons. In front of your family.
Are they gonna
I'm walking alone tonight, my man.
Are they gonna refund the tickets?
Can't afford it. Broke.
I was saying, it's gonna be like 6-0.
Oh, God.
Let's go. Liverpool just scored again. I'm crying. In the 93rd minute, and there's 6 minutes of stoppage time.
As I was
Let us
saying,
know in the comments if you want us to keep this going live.
Liverpool are gonna finish top 4 this season.
Yo, Klopp is so happy right now. Klopp is the happiest person in the
Liverpool
world.
are gonna win the league and the Champions League.
Yo, are you drunk, dog? Stop drinking for the podcast,
right?
Bro.
We could
Don't
cut out
drink
some of
before
my
the podcast
previous comments.
Hell no.
Nah, we're not cutting out anything.
Not cutting nothing.
This is live.
You don't even know how to cut. None of us do.
Let's go.
But
What a
clearly,
ending.
everyone has their own distractions right now. So like I say every week, if you're still here, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. I've been Brandon.
I'm not walking alone tonight anymore, Brandon.
I've been disappointed.
I've been Juan.
He's been a Barca fan. We out of here.